was at work the other day and I was contemplating my existence, and I decided that most people's phones have become like an organ that they can just carry with them. If you've ever left your phone anywhere and then like realize that you like go to pat your pocket and it's not there, you get that like freaking doof, like your heart sinks. It's not really your heart sinking, it's your phone telling you that you forgot it and it's squeezing your heart because you know it's not in your pocket now. Anybody here addicted to their phone? Anybody? No? Okay. Minutes is the first step to recovery. I want to tell you that right now. So anybody addicted to their phone? Nobody? Nobody really? I think that's a lie. You addicted to your phone? Just a little bit? How addicted? Like could I cut some hair off? Like if I was AT&T, let's say you work with AT&T, let's say they say, oh, we need to have a DNA record on file. We need just 2 hairs. Would you keep your phone? Of course you would. It's 2 hairs, man. There's nothing wrong with that. What if they got a little bit weirder? What if they're like, give me your toenails for a week? A little bit iffy, but hey, it's just toenails. You throw them in the trash anyway. Who cares? You still get to surf the web and go on Facebook. I think I draw the line when they take a pinky. Like when the Yakuza gang gets involved, I'm like, nope, phone's got to go. I'll use landline. That's all good. Or payphones. Heaven forbid I could ever find one. So back from about the time of payphones and their disappearance, I used to spend a lot of my summers in Brookings working for my aunt and a couple other of my relatives. And there used to be this drive-in movie theater on the way to Crescent City on the 101, just like right off to the side, right in the middle of nowhere. And you couldn't see it unless you turned down that road. But we decided, hey, we're going to go check that out. I was about 11 or 12. And so my cousin and her boyfriend and me and my friend at the time just jumped in. And we're like, okay, let's go check out a drive-in. We've never seen one before. And from the time we pulled up, I had this weird feeling like we were going into a cult. I mean, first of all, there was no listing of what movies were playing. So we had no idea, and we were in this like 3-car line. That's all the people that showed up. And we finally get up to the concession stand, and this dude is in overalls and nothing else, and his finger is in his overalls, and you could see his finger in his belly button. And he's like, how many people? And we're like, 4, and he goes, $20. And we're like, okay, and we pay the $20 or whatever. And then as soon as we drive through, we were the last car, I look in the rearview mirror, and he closes the gate and leaves. He just walks, not towards the screen or nothing, like away into the darkness, like into the middle of the woods with no flashlight. I'm like, okay, we're gonna die here. This is like Friday the 13th Redux. So we still have no idea what movie's playing. He never told us, and we're just kind of getting to the point where we're like, okay, done with previews of just like a blank wooden screen. That's all it was. You could see the lines in it and the nails that they used to stick them up. I'm pretty sure there was bullet holes in it. I couldn't tell. So finally, here comes the 20th Century Fox logo. And we're like, awesome. It's probably going to be like a kid's movie or whatever, one of the new ones that were out, like Toy Story 2 or whatever. No, it's Child's Play 2 from 1996. This was 2006. This was mind-boggling, because I love that movie. I love Child's Play. I've always loved that movie. But I could see that my buddy, who is not into horror movies, is terrified. I look over and I physically see him like shrink into his seat and his shoulders come forward. And I'm like, you're going to be okay? And he's like, it's going to be a rough one, bro. So we were about 20 minutes into the movie, and naturally I like had to go to the bathroom. And I was like, I didn't really see anything for a bathroom. And we were like, okay, let's go look for one. And we hadn't heard it the whole time because they gave us a radio station to tune into to listen to the movie. We didn't use the speakers, but as soon as we like opened the door to use them, dude, they were making this ambient like the whole time. I was like, who uses these? Like who actually rolls their window down and is like, yeah, I'd love some blood-curdling screaming in my ear. And the radio station kept cutting out. Like it'd be like in a part of the movie where like Chucky's chasing somebody and like somebody screams and somebody goes to talk and it's just like 101.7.5 and it's just like totally out of like purport, like totally out of place. So we finally are like, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna piss my pants. Like, where are we gonna? I'm like, I'm just gonna go use those trees over there. And I walk over to use the trees and I look at the tree in front of me and it says restrooms with an arrow to the left. And I'm like, okay, I found the restroom. And I look to my left and there is one outhouse with no door. Just like behind like this like weird like shed looking thing, which we later found out was the concession stand. And I still haven't seen a single employee. Like, I was like, okay, so we went back to the car, and finally, like, the roll doors came up on the concession stand, and there was, like, one light, and it was pitch black from us to that, about 100 yards away. And my buddy's like, dude, I'm hungry. And I was like, well, go get some food. And he's like, nah, dude, this movie's got me scared. And I was like, dude, if I gotta go get food, you gotta give me the money. And he's like, okay, but he's like, I can't get out of the car. So I was like, dude, you're a bitch, whatever. And I like grab his money and I get out of the car and I close the door. And as soon as the door closes behind me, I can hear the ambient sound and I'm like, this shit ain't fair, bro. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get stabbed at any time. Like somebody's gonna grab my ankle from under the car and I'm just gonna disappear forever. But then I got this brilliant idea. I decided I was gonna like scratch the window on the back and then like climb under the car as he looks behind him and then scratch the windshield on the front. It was perfect, it was genius. So I went and I got his like Coke that looked like it came out of the 30s. Like the can was all like an old school beer can where you pull the whole top off. And I'm on my way there and I see that he's totally not looking. He's got his hands over his face. I'm like, oh my God, thank you, this is gonna go perfect. And I scratch the back windshield and I crawl under the car and I can hear everybody in the car freaking out. And I get around to the front and I'm under the hood spot and I get ready to stand up in front of it and I hear a 45 go off and blast out the back windshield. I didn't know this at the time, but my cousin's boyfriend was fucking scared. And as soon as I scratched the window, he instantly thought killer murderer and just shot the window out. Just like, and now I'm scared because I'm like, I don't want to stand up, dude. Like, I heard one, and I know there's at least 6, okay? So I'm like, this guy is gonna shoot me. So I just sat under the fucking car the whole time and like waited for the movie to get over, like watched it like a silent film. It was just terrible. And then I started thinking, I'm like, maybe that's why there's bullet holes in the screen. Maybe like kids come here and they like fuck with each other and then somebody dies every once in a while. But so finally they get out to try and look for me and they got like flashlights and everything and a lantern. And they go around the back to where the outhouse is. And I was like, I'm just gonna jump in the car. I was like, I'm just gonna jump in the car, whatever. They'll be like, oh, he just like came back out of nowhere. And I was expecting them to be like, oh, thank God, he's right here. So they get in the car and they're like, oh my God, dude, we thought that the dude killed you. And I was like, what? And they're like, no, we seriously thought that like you disappeared for so long because the guy like took you into the woods and like murdered you. And I was like, nah, I'm too big, you can't pick me up. And they're like, well, we didn't know, man. And then about that time, he returns to the ticket booth, opens the gate, and just walks away. Like again, he doesn't even make sure everybody leaves. He just is like, whatever, and just like leaves. So we were like, this could be a bum camp. And the funny thing was, a year later, it got busted for being a bum camp. Thank you all for listening tonight.
One more time for Leland Tycksen, everybody. And